The fire. The fire burns. Rest in peace to the homie Fire. Fazel Kodo. Tight underground Brooklyn MC. Firefighter who lost his life protecting fires in the NY Fire Department. With this vlog of Aqua Flow, I want to touch upon the significance of fire and where I find myself on my journey at this present timeline. Anything of yesterday that was meant to harm, to exploit, degrade, pollute, poison, destroy us as a people goes in the fire, as well as our lives, our journeys have fire pits. The fire is what purifies. You put anything to the fire, test, and what is left after the fire is what remains. All impurities gone. All rubbish and rubble burnt up, left with the ashes. And speaking of ashes, the Most High speaks of beauty for ashes, giving us beauty for ashes, for dreams deferred or hopes canceled, visions, plans demolished, lives wrecked, squandered wealth. And I don't mean just monetarily, like money or material possessions. Squandered wealth is, as Nelson Mandela put it, if you are the same way at 40 as you were at 20, you've wasted 20 years of your life. And that's squandered wealth. The abundance that we are to flow in, that we are a part of, that we are to be, when not used to further develop and enhance our fellow mankind, as well as ourselves, is squandered wealth. And as I stare in the fire, I've always had a certain respect for fire. My father told me that I was given my middle name, named after a cousin who was only three or four when he got burnt up in a house fire. His name was Sean, which is Hebrew for grace of God. And when you think of a 3-year-old being burnt up in a house fire, there's nothing graceful about that. Like, you just can't, like, in the base level, the reptilian mind is not going to equate a 3-year-old burning in a house fire and dying on this plane with the grace of God. But he told me that Christopher Sean, he gave me Sean after our cousin. And though I refused to let up, I left a lot of letdowns. Almost every mistake I made was like just seemed to permeate anything else I ever did. Like, and this just goes to the subconscious programming the belief system. You know, how we believe is how we are. And if you believe that you can't do anything right, or you're going to do it wrong, or it's not good enough, you're kind of, that's that saboteur. That's that self-sabotage that so many of us just acquiesce to because of this conditioning and societal structuring of programming of preconceived notion and ideologies and hindering beliefs that kept all of us in the dark as to our true selves. Like, how's that graceful? But the Most High also says, when sin abounds, grace abounds that much more. And that is not to condone sin or encourage it, but to show sin for what it really is. If sin and deceit and wickedness is a better way of life, it's a better lifestyle, if it's a better concept than love and joy and harmony and peace and forgiveness and long suffering and self-control and temperance, then it's going to be put to the fire. And when hate is put to the fire, hate just doesn't stand to love. When you put love to the fire and you put hate to the fire, hate is going to be consumed by love. Because hate is a perversion of a natural force. So how can it withstand the fire? Love always prevails. Love always hopes. Love never fails. But I would have to say, at the end of the day, where I'm at in my journey, I think love and fire are one and the same. Fire doesn't ask questions. It just burns. It's hot. It's mixed. It's not just one component, but it is comprised of various components that, when put together, is unquenchable. Yeah, just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, just let the aqua flow. Just let it flow. There's no need to force anything. Grace is better than force. When you force things, they get bent out of shape, they go crooked, and if it just flows naturally and organically, when met with an obstacle, the flow will find its way. And if it's completely barricaded and stopped, well, they call it a dam, don't they? It's your boy Nappy Skillmore, Aqua Flow with the fire.